Good evening, my fellow travelers on Spaceship Earth. It is I, and I am Guy. I'm coming to you live from Applewood Station, where, hey, it's 20 degrees outside. That's not bad. Actually, open this up. Get ourselves some wind in here. Air. Drop this down. Check that. Looking good, looking good. Going to attempt to do this thing that Brent has me doing. And there we go. Invalid username or password. Oh, I know why. There we go. So saved, so done. Just checking to make sure. Oh, hey, look at some of the stuff in here. There's good stuff in here. Lindsay Sterling. Good stuff, man. Are you out there, Brent? Are you out there? I'm just wondering. Oh, there's a lot in here. Oh, you got Obati Masuka on here. I'm just saying. It's kind of cool. There's some good stuff in here. Yeah. Hey, can I change my user profile? Oh, I can. Let's add an image, shall we? This is important. There we go. That's important. It's weird, isn't it? It's almost like we were just there. Yeah, but you see me now with an icon and stuff. I'm just saying. There we go. So yeah, there we go. See? Saved my picture and everything. Just saying. So now that I've set up my user and stuff like that, I just need to log in like this in the future and all is good. So is there a Roku? Yeah, there is. You can get the app for Roku. Did I start a video? I shouldn't have started a video. I'm not starting a video. I'm just messing with my profile picture. Hey there, Oscar. How you doing? How you out there? I should start a video? Oh, start a video. You want me to start a video. I see what you're saying. I'm streaming in all platforms, yes. So right now I'm streaming on Twitch, as well as YouTube and Facebook. And usually I draw. Unfortunately, my stylus has died. So typically I draw. Normally that's what I do. But hey, Donald. And so, but my stylus is dead for right now, and I don't know what happened to my charging line. My power line's over there somewhere, and I have to find it. So, typically speaking, that's what I do. But tonight we're messing around with something that Brent is doing. Brent is BC Kemen, so he's in there too. I'm going to be looking at stuff and see what's going on. So typically that's what I'm supposed to do. So how you doing there, Donald? YouTube's the same, GS Davis Art. Unless you are coming in on Kayan's side, or Kayan's side's a little different. So oh, that's true. My workstation's cleared off, so I could go over there and work on the workstation. That wouldn't be a bad choice. But first, I need to check as requested. I just have to figure out where all my things are. My playlists. Okay. I mean, I've got Star Wars movies, it looks like, as a playlist. You know what? I'll just hit Rogue One real quick just to see what it does. It looks good. Looks solid, man. I can control the video. I can... Yeah. Hey, Brent. Looks like we're running just fine. You know what? Here, I'll do that for you. Let's get that set up because that's probably better anyway. I can show you sort of what we've been working on here. Pluto has all the Star Trek movies for free now. Why are we doing that? Good heavens. All right, switching over to the drawing monitor here. Oh, that sounds aggravating. Usually, I will show you some of the work that we usually work on here. When things are working, which it's not working tonight, but that's okay. We'll get it back up and running here. I just have to have more than a few minutes, which I haven't had really much of at the moment. I'm just going to load up something here. There we go. Take me a second. You're in both platforms. Look at you. It takes a second for it to load. Traditionally, this is what I usually work on. This is my comic, Bellatrix Rising. You can find it down at the bottom there. You can see underneath my name, it says globalcomics.com/C/Bellatrix Rising. YouTuber version of me. You're having way too much fun with this. But like you can see there, that's, you know, typically sort of the work that I tend to do there. This is the actual print version of this, so it is in fact very manga style. That's typically what I do. Like this page a lot right there. That's my hero ship, the Kitty Wake. So oh yeah, I can't do a drawing for you tonight because my stylus doesn't work, as we kind of are going down the road for. But I'd be willing to do it later, just not tonight. Sadly, nothing I could do. But not at this moment. And I hear you, Donald. When you need to drop out, my friend, just go on ahead and do that. I understand totally. I hope you feel better. So down in the bottom, the very bottom down here, underneath my name, it says globalcomics.com. Let's see if I can turn off that name real quick, because there's a way to turn that off. I can't remember how to do that. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Somewhere there's a way to turn that off. Anyway, underneath my name down there at the bottom, it says globalcomics.com/C/Bellatrix-Rising. If you want to go there, that link is how you get to my comic, and you can read it yourself. It's for free. Here, I'll put the link in the chat. It takes me just a second. There we go. So you can read the comics. I got a couple of them on there, working on the other two now. Oh, I appreciate that. I don't work with Marvel Comics because actually, oddly, my art's not good enough. And it's not a dig. It's just a fact. And it's fine. It's totally fine. That's not what I want to do anyway. I'd like to write what I want to write. And so if I turned it over to Marvel or anything like that, they'd tell me what to write. I don't want to mess with that. I got better things to do in my life. So I'd rather just write my stories the way I want to write them. So I'm actually happy not being with Marvel. Besides, everybody I know in our group, I belong to a little group. That's what this is about, of group. We've had a couple of our fellow artists actually start working with Image and a couple of things, and they end up burning out. I have a buddy, and she's phenomenal. Her drawing is just beautiful, and what she does is just incredible. And she worked with Image for 4 issues, and it just burned her completely out. Now she doesn't even want to deal with the IP anymore, and it was her IP. So it took me a few months to do this one, and it's taking me a few months to do the other episodes too. So this is issue 1, and then right here is issue 2 under construction. So this is issue 2 and 3, and I'm starting to kind of set them up and figure it out. So this is my rough sketch of what I want to write the comic about, and then I'll put them all in here and then roughly draw the images in here. So I'd say 3 months from start to finish, typically for an issue. And this issue's taken longer because summertime is always a mess for me. Because I'm a driving instructor, that's my day job. And so during the summer, all the kids are out of school, and so I'm super, super busy at school. So that's kind of the way it goes on this one, but we'll get there. So I appreciate you wanting to pay. Like I said, down there at the bottom, you can buy me a coffee. Throw money my way if you want. You don't have to. There's no requirement. But yeah, that's usually what happens here. Kind of moving along. My Bellatrix Rising is a different story. I do submissions, just not right now, or commissions, which is what I think you're looking for. I do commissions as well. So I'm just not doing them at the moment because we're in the summer, and the summer is a mess. So I couldn't get anything done for a while. But if you do want to commission me, I think I have a list of how to do that somewhere. I feel like I have something that says something like that on commissions. Anyway, yeah, I will do commissions. And so let's see if there's a way to communicate with me anymore. I don't even think my email works anymore. But yeah, if you want to just kind of join in, I usually broadcast from 9 to 11 at night. And so not on during weeknights, so Sunday night through Thursday night, and it's 9 to 11 Mountain Time. So wherever you are in the world, where are you in the world anyway? Because I like asking that. I like finding out where people are in the world. But if you're interested, then yeah, a little later on, give me some time here because I'm kind of behind on my commission work at the moment. But I would be open for commissions. So if you wished to have a commission, I would certainly do that. And I'd probably do it live stream, so you get to watch me do it, and you can say, "No, not that. I want it this way." Yeah. So, but this has to not be dead. Unfortunately, this is dead. So, it makes me want to go over there and look for the thing. Where is it? I've looked over there like 4 times, and I'm afraid that. Yeah. Well, it's not that far. As you can see from the flags up here, we have people from all over, usually on our show. So, but in Mexico, you're probably actually in the same time zone with me, which is kind of rare. Not many people are usually in the same time zone with me. So, depending on where you are in Mexico, you might be like in the same time zone, which would be cool. So, what time is it there? Is it 10:30? Because you might actually be in the same time zone, which is cool. Unfortunately, I won't dox you. Sweet. So yeah, I broadcast typically from 9 to 11 our time, Sunday night through Thursday night, usually. So if you catch me once I find the power cord for my stylus, I know it's over there with the other stylus. There are 2 styluses. I have 2 of these. The other one's over there somewhere, and I just have to find it. There's been a lot of construction this summer in my office. I've been putting in lights and stuff like that. So part of the problem is my workbench over there is completely covered right now in materials for putting up the lights, and so moving them around is fraught with peril because I'll lose where I was. I've gotten the light rings to about here, and I'm trying to get them all the way around. I love lights and light things in my world, so there's a lot of lights in this office, and I have a light that's dying over there. I need to fix it. It's really being stupid, but yeah, I won't dox you anyway, so I'm not into that plan. I just like to know where roughly you are. I never really had anybody go, "I'm at 123 Main Street" or whatever, but I'm sure it'll happen someday, and I'll be like, no, I just know what city you're in. I don't even really need to know what city you're in. I'll take what prefecture or state or just a general idea. But yeah, usually you see the flags up here. I actually used to be a teacher in Japan. That's why my style looks anime style. It's because I used to be in Japan. So my 2 flags are the American flag and the Japanese flag. Because of course this is Olympics. So since the Olympics are going, I'm showing my support to my 2 teams, Team USA and Team Japan, where I will always be, supporting all of them, depending. They don't usually compete against each other very often, so luckily so far I've been able to support Team USA in certain sports and Team Japan in others. So, and then we have Sweden over there because one of our viewers, some user, is from Sweden, and then we've got way over there the very far away Mongolian flag, and then we did have one French person here one night. So that was kind of cool. Had sort of I've got that space over there to the right that I could use. All of that open space, and I'm crowding myself here. I could put the rings over there and put all the flags in that little hole all the way over there. That'd be kind of useful. So, but yeah, join me any night after tonight, because right now I'm not doing so good on the thing without my stylus running. I've been so busy this summer. I haven't actually noticed my stylus is out. Well, it says you, but not with judo, right? Just saying. Right? I mean, did you watch the match with Tsunoda Natsumi? I'm just saying. She came out onto that mat like she was going to kill somebody. So I was all about that. She took silver. She didn't want to take silver last time, so she was out for gold. And she was ready for the takedown, and she took him down. I was pretty impressed. But yeah, typically Japan dominates in judo anyway. So I don't know, it'd be like being in gymnastics against Team USA. Being against Japan in judo seems like a bad plan. Wonder how Mexico's faring. Well, not bad. They got 2 silver and 1 bronze. Yeah, I'm with you. When I was in Japan, I taught Japanese. I taught English as a second language, and I was in a junior high school, and so I had my judo club, and I went and watched my judo club doing diving and boxing. That's where you guys stand out. I agree. Yep. Women's diving. Oh yeah. Look at that. You guys are on the final for that. It's interesting because also showing that you guys are doing pretty good in hunter jumper on horses, which is cool. That's one of my sports. I love watching equestrian, but I don't actually typically go for my teams in hunter jumper. I just like watching hunter jumper because they really know what they're doing. And dressage. I like both. Dressage is good. But it's not like judo where like I have a specific person I'm hoping will get gold or whatever. Or like gymnastics, which I watch because my mom and I used to watch gymnastics when I was a kid. And I remember that, and it's one of my fond memories of my mom. And so I really like watching it. So, and ice skating, that was the other thing that she and I used to watch when I was a kid. So, and boxing is interesting. And so that's always an interesting sport. And so is fencing. That's kind of interesting too. Fencing is always a thing. And this year we've got like breakdancing, which I think is kind of silly. But I know as I get older, I'm going to think a lot of things are silly. I remember when snowboarding was added to the Olympics, and I went, "Oh, that's kind of cool." And my mom went, "That's silly." So, I'm sure that it makes some sense that there will be sports added to the Olympics that I will just start going, I don't understand. Because I'm getting old, and the older I get, the weirder it is. So I'm assuming that's normal. That's just a normal thing. So, and then there's Taekwondo, which is also out there. That's a very high contact sport. And then there's surfing, which I always think about the guys who invented surfing in like the 50s and 60s, 40s, 50s, 60s, going, never really thought this would be a thing that would be in the Olympics. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, hey, let's just get on a board and like start going around the ocean and stuff. And now it's a sport in the Olympics, and they're like, well, okay. Just imagine I imagine them trying to think it through and go, why are you doing this? So anyway, I don't know why I can't. There we go. That's what I wanted, so we can get a better view of it. Because I'm actually pretty proud of this particular comic. It turned out pretty well. So I am too. I'm enjoying the games as well. And good evening, Sarge. How are things? How's your arm? Hope you're doing well over there. It's like I have these sports where I don't really care who wins. I just enjoy watching it. A couple of days ago in Hunter Jumper, one of the writers, the horse balked at a gate, and she was thrown from the horse, and the horse almost stepped on her, and she got up and you're back in town on Wednesday. Nice. If I wasn't working, we could go to lunch. But she got up and she hugged the horse and she patted the horse and kissed it in the nose and then walked off the field. Just walked away. And I was like, you know what? That's pretty cool, because that's like sportsmanship right there. So I was pretty impressed. I thought that was pretty good. So I was into that plan. She wasn't mad at the horse. The horse balked at a gate. They do that. That's what happens in Hunter Jumper. So that's normal. And let's see here. I actually look for something real quick, because I actually thought of that just now. I was like, hey, I know it. I was thinking of something here. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Looking for things. I don't know if I still have it out here or not. From a long time ago, though. It's very old. Yeah, here it is. A long time ago, I did this one. I was going to do a comic from Hunter Jumper. And the cool part about this particular picture isn't just the fact that I did the anatomy so well, because I was very proud of myself for the anatomy, but it was that this was back in the days before the internet really was out there. And so I had to go look up the Sydney logo and couldn't. This is, like I said, this is back in the days. So I did this in 1998. And so it was a long time ago, and all of that stuff. And so, but I did this in 98. So it was before the Sydney Olympics. And it was really hard back then to search the internet. The internet was very, very immature. And so it took me forever to find this logo. And it was the correct logo. And I was all proud. And now, of course, we look at it and go, it's like 30 years ago. Yes, I know. I've been drawing for a year or two. But yeah, I love this picture. I've always loved this picture. It's one of my favorites. So I always thought I would go back and redo this. At the time, I was reading Yawata, which is a manga about judo. And so as I was reading Yawata, I was like, oh, man. Wouldn't it be cool if there was one out there that was, for Hunter Jumper? I really should go back and finish this piece. I like this piece too. My sports pieces. This one just needs shading. I think it'd be fine. But I really love the dynamics of this particular piece. It's always been one of my favorites. So we're apparently going through my old drawings. There we go. So, all right. So, there we go. We are out here streaming along and singing a song side by side. Yeah, I am enjoying the games. I always enjoy the games. I always sit there and say that I root for my home teams, but the truth of the matter is I'm always glad to see whatever happens, you know? Katie Ledecky just being obnoxiously awesome. Like she's an entire 6 lengths ahead of everybody else in the pool. And stuff like that. Oh, you get to keep the Firebird? Well, that'd actually be good. I like that Firebird. Like I said, we need to do pearlescent on it. Just saying. Get all the little tiles and everything like that. Do some Aztecing on it. Looks sweet. So I think that's awesome. I'm glad you get to keep it. Oh, hey. I want to talk about a familiar face, guys. Look at this guy. I have always had I've always had a love for Die Ruger 15. And so I'm always excited to be able to draw Die Ruger, which we all know as the Vehicle Voltron here in America. Vehicle team. I think it's really cool. There you go. I was just saying I've worked so hard over the summer. I actually haven't drawn anything in a few days or in a few weeks. So I was like, oh man, this is actually kind of nice because I'm kind of looking through some of my old work and going, oh yeah, maybe I should draw. Maybe that's not a bad plan. You know? Get some drawing out. Maybe I should just go over and draw on my own over there. I know, right? But it's been nonstop. I've been working for the last couple of weeks with just a day off here and a day off there. And it's just been nonstop, which is fine. It's not horrible. Any further printing, I have to remember to change the printing on it. Yeah, and you've been moving for a while, and things moving in bits and pieces, and And you've had to do it with a broken wing, and yeah, that's no fun. That's no fun. I feel you, my brother. I feel you. Yeah, it's a thing. Weeks. Yeah, I probably haven't drawn really much since the last time you and I, since you started moving out. I was working on a piece um, for Ron, which I actually kind of liked where it was coming in on. Just haven't been able to get any further on it recently. But this looked pretty nice and was doing pretty well. I kind of dug it. So, kind of getting there on this one. This is another one of those I need to finish this one for Ron, because he's, he wants to get this done as soon as possible, but I won't be able to finish that until later on this week at best. But this is a couple of days worth of work, and that shouldn't be a big deal. So a couple of nights here in the show, I should be able to pull this one off. I just need to find my pen, my stylus. It's over there somewhere. I'm just going to have to, I probably should just police the light rigs. I've been leaving them alone because I don't want to get them into the tangle, but now I'm like, maybe I should just go on ahead and do it. So, yeah. Anyway, hope we're all doing good out there in the world. It's actually lovely now. I mean, it was warm. It started out hot this morning, but then it cooled down. And now we're actually down to like 20 degrees, and that's nice. Nice, cool weather outside. I've got kind of airflow through here now. I'll probably sleep with the door open for most of the night tonight, because really just kind of need that to be a thing. Yeah, that's my thing, is I need to just fix stuff here. I just really need to fix stuff. Like, there's so many things around here that, like in this office specifically, that just doesn't need to be here. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so much stuff everywhere. And I don't need it. I don't need all of this stuff. And so kind of looking around going, how much of this can I just... I mean, like, some of it's just trash. I don't even know why it's piling up everywhere. And then some of it's like, this is cool, but do I really care? I don't think I care. You know? Oh, yeah. And you risk hurting them by doing that. I'm with you. So, yeah, I feel kind of useless being able to not draw. Not being able to draw. Well, that's good. I'd spend some time on the show here cleaning up over there, but then it'd just be you looking at my bookcase the whole time. So I'm kind of doing I don't know if I want to do that. That seems like that's a pain in the butt. So like weird things, like I don't know why this is here. I did order, and I think this is kind of cool. I finally got my hands on a couple of the. I actually have to make a run down to the springs at some point here because I've got a buddy who lives down there, and I've been meaning to go down there and visit with him too. Wow, we're already at the end of the show. So actually, I probably will drop by at some point. Your phone number hasn't changed, has it? It's the same, right? You don't have to say it. Just as long as it's the same, we're good. You don't want to put it on the open, the out here in the open, but yeah. Cool. Then yeah, I mean, I don't know when it's going to be, but I've been meaning to go down there and visit with my buddy. Especially recently, I've been doing a lot of talking about him in school, in class, because I'm a driving instructor, and one of the ongoing funny jokes and weird things about my life is that the very first car I drove, I'm so old, the first car I ever drove was a Model T. And so I make that joke all the time because it's somewhat true. So I've been thinking about him recently because he's a buddy of mine from a long time ago. And so from literally fourth grade. So it's one of those where, he's been in my world for a very, very long time. And so I'm trying to see whether I can find the picture in question. Sometimes I can. Yeah, there it is. There we go. That works. But this is hang on real quick. This is one of the first cars I ever messed with right here. And just got put up on the somebody had just said, or well, not somebody, the person whom I talk with a lot posted this picture because they hauled it out, take pictures of it. And I'm like, that car goes back with me to 6th grade, 4th grade. This car goes back with me to 4th grade. And was one of the first cars I tinkered with ever. And it's a 23 Ford Model T touring. And I have done a lot of random things with this car. A lot of things have happened with this car in my life because of, just where I was in elementary school and junior high and high school. So it's one of those rare things. But the thing about this car that's really cool is one time my dad came up and he was hanging out with me, and I went over there, and so I went over to their house with Dad, and Dad was just chatting and everything like that, and somewhere along the line this car came up, and Dad said, I would love to have a ride in a Model T. So they just drove him around the block, and like for the rest of his life, this was one of his highlights of his life, was riding around the Model T. And that's one of the things he had always wanted to do and never managed to do it. And even at the end of his life, he was still talking about how he just loved the fact that he rode around in this car. And so that was one of the highlights of his life, was just tootling around in this car. So I love telling that story. This car has a special space in my heart. Always has, always will, this little guy. So, but yeah, it's interesting to think, and kind of weird. Hang on. Excuse me. It's kind of wild to think that this car is 101 years old. That is a really weird thing to think about. Just looking at this car and thinking about, because it's always been in my life and everything like that, and tootling around in my life. It's weird to think that it's 101 this year because it's a 1923 touring. So, Although back in the day when this thing was made, they made them that model year. So this is a 23. It was made in 23. So yeah, that's just a fun story. I love telling that story. You know, right? Doesn't look a day over 90. Good little car. It's a pain to get started. Oh my goodness. Because it does not have an electric starter. So you have to go out there and crank the thing. But that's okay. That's okay. Well, guys, we've hit 11 o'clock. I've got school tomorrow, or work tomorrow, whichever way you want to look at it. Both are the same, because I will be working while going to school. So I will chat with you all tomorrow. I'll be back on again at 9 o'clock tomorrow night Mountain Time. And hopefully I'll have my stylus by then. I'll go over there and poke around until I find my stylus. So I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I hope you take care and enjoy the cooler night if you're up here in Colorado, because it's actually dropping down to a reasonable temperature. If you're elsewhere, I hope you're also having a cooler night. Unless you're in Australia, at which time it's really cold. But either way, hope you have a wonderful evening, and remember to keep your eyes on the stars. Good night.